Hello friends, my name is Shashank and welcome back to my channel Corporate Guy. And today in this video we're going to learn about, I'll just take you through the step-by-step process on how to create a risk register application on Power Apps. In my previous video I've shown you the functionality of this application. After that I got few requests from people who want to see what are the steps has been taken to create this application. So if you want to see the functionality of this application, you can just watch this video. I have added the link in the description and on the top icon as well. So in this video we will just take you, we'll go step by step. I will not create it from scratch, but I will just take you through the steps which I have taken to create this Power App, right? So first of all, you need 4 different applications, right, to create this application. First is your database. I have taken SharePoint as my database, so you can see that I have all these columns here. So you have to create a database similar to this, which you can use as a database for your Power App, where all the risks will be recorded, right? And all the columns and different kind of fields, if you can see I have here. First is the assessment title, right? And then it is the person who has assessed it. Then the date of assessment, the location, what type of location was that, the risk type, its category, and the specification. It means if you say it's InfoSec risk, then what kind of category, and what is the one-liner title you can give to that risk category, that is the risk specification. You can just type in manually in the Power App to create it. And then we have the likelihood. You can select it from the drop down. Then we have the impact. And then based on this rating, likelihood and impact, we have calculated the risk score by multiplying these two values, which is the basic formula for getting a score for risk. And then we have the risk level, which means that based on the rating, what rating you are giving it, you're getting on this risk score, you will get a risk level here automatically from the Power App. And then we have the existing controls. Then we have the additional controls which are required. What are the actions required and to whom it is assigned, and then the due date and what is the status. And when do you want it to review it again, and who approved it, right? So these are the columns for the risk register, right? And then we have a second list in the SharePoint, where I have added these risk types, their categories, and the specifications, which we will be using within the Power App to auto-populate the risk type and its categories. So these are the three. This is the one, what do you call, risk category. And then we have another which is the office locations, right? So these are the office locations which you can also feed in your Power App, so that the moment you select a city or the office name, it will auto populate the location, its type, its criticality, and type of business. Everything will be auto populated to the adjacent drop downs or the adjacent fields in a Power App. So these are the three lists which I have created and used in the Power App, right? So now we'll go back to the Power App and I'll show you the another thing, which is this dashboard, right, where you can see these 3 different charts. So there is a one option where you can use the charts available within the Power Apps, but that makes it a little bit complicated and messy. So to avoid that, I have used Power BI. Right, so the moment you link this database to the Power BI, you can create these simple charts like this bar chart and column chart, the ring chart, and then you can link it back to the Power Apps, right? So we'll get back to this Power BI, how to link it back to the Power Apps, but let's go back to the Power Apps. And in case you want to send out the auto email notifications, you also need a Power Automate. We will discuss that on the later stage, but right now let's focus on the Power App and the steps which have been taken, right? So let's go back to the editing mode, and I'll just take you through what all I have done here. So you see we have these different screens here, right? A home screen, view risk, add risk, update risk, risk register, locations data, and risk categories, right? So what all these screens are doing here is, home screen is where you can see all the data, dashboards, and everything. And the view risk is where you view all the risks which are already added in the risk register. If you want to go and you want to update something, you want to update the status or the actions taken, you can just simply click on the view risk and it will take you to the editing screen where you can update the records and submit it back to the SharePoint. And then we have the add risks, where you create a new record, right? So that is the add risk. And then we have the update risk, where you update the existing records, which this screen will be directed from the view risk screen and next to the view risk. And then next we have the risk register, which means which all the transactions, all the risks which already have been recorded in the SharePoint, and you don't want to give access of SharePoint to everybody, you can just simply display it on a Power App, and simply you can just show them, and you can also view all the risks in a table form. And even if you want to copy it, you can just simply copy and paste it on Excel and for your further evaluation. Then we have a locations data. The similar data which I've shown you on SharePoint. This is required in case you want to add a new location, or maybe if you want to edit any existing location, you can just use this screen. And next is the risk categories. This also serves the same purpose, where you can add a new category, new title, new specifications, or in case you want to edit any existing category, or you want to make some changes on the existing data, you can do all of this in this screen. So let's go back to the home screen, and then I'll just take you through what all these things are we have done here. So these three tiles are taken from the Power BI, right? So that we'll discuss at the later stage. And this one here is a gallery, a vertical gallery. You can use that as a default gallery, or you can add a blank gallery and then add all these things here. So how I have added this, let me just give you one example. So if you know the basic functionality of the Power App Gallery function, only then you will be able to understand this. But if you know that, let me just show you. So once you add a Power App Gallery, you have this, one tile or template which you can edit, and all the rest of the items will show the similar kind of formatting, right? And the similar kind of data which is linked to that specific function which you have used here, right? So first of all, I have shown you this server room misplacement. So this is coming from this item.title, which means that once you connect your Power App Gallery with a database, then you can use this function to use this item.title. You can use anything else, whatever you want to display on the gallery. And then for the name, I have used to show the display name of the person who has assessed it. And then I have shown color coding, right? And for that, I have used the risk level, which will show a low, medium, but I have also used if function or a switch function to show a color coding for different levels of risk. I'll just show you that. So if I go to the font color, so this is the by default, but if I go to, let's say, the function of fill, which is the fill, yeah. So this function fill here, which will fill the color. So I have used this switch function, which will switch the color of that field, text field, based on the risk level. So what is the risk level here? This is a hard coded value here, where I've used high, medium, and low. And if this is high, then use this color. If it is medium, use this color. If it is low, then use this color. If it is not, then use the default color, right? So this is a switch function which is giving the color to this what you call a risk level, right? And then on the left hand side, I have this, which is a risk score. A similar thing has been done. I have just used shape, what you call, this is a kind of, there is a display option of called badge. Yeah. If you type badge, you will get this, and then you can customize it according to your requirement. You can change the shape. And then once you have this, you can just go to the properties, and then you will see that on the content option, I have used this function, this item.risk.score, which will display the score of that particular item, right? And then similarly, I have taken the status, a similar text field, and then on the text field property, I have used this item.status.value, and on the due date, I have taken the date, and on the right side, I have taken an icon of what you call calendar. So just to display. So this is how this gallery is working, and if you know the basic functions of a gallery, right? And on the top side, I have these 4 tiles, which are giving me the overall count of risks. But if you see, there is a yellow icon on each of these tiles, which means that I'm getting a delegation warning, which means that if your database in SharePoint contains more than 2000 records, so that Power App will only consider the first 2000 records, which means that beyond 2000, your data will be inaccurate. But for this application, I don't need 2000 rows. So that's why I'm okay to go with this delegation warning. So what I have done here, I have just taken a collection, right? If you know how to create collection, that's a temporary database created within the application. So this option is usually avoided when a database is quite large. But if your database is small, you can just use a collection to simply do these simple calculations here. So if I go to the app, right, and I then go to the on start property of the app, you will see this collection which I have created here, right? So this is a collection, and if you know the collection function, this is how we use it. I have created a collection risk data, which is taken from the risk register the SharePoint list, and then based on that, I have created this status column, and under each status column, I have these categories: not started, in progress, completed, and on hold. And then I have a count function. So this is another column, count, which will give me the count of those categories which have these categories of status: not started, in progress, completed, on hold. And then once you've done that, it will create a table, right? It's not a single entry, so it is a table here, but you can also reference this table to any of the what you call tiles or gallery, wherever you want to display that table, right? I'll try to put all these functions and formulas in the description box, and if you're interested, you can just use them to create an application for yourself, right? So I'll just show you what I have done here. If I click on this tile here, right, I have taken the button function, sorry, the text function, and then I have just simply taken the count of column risk data, right? So this is giving me the total count, right? And then similarly, I have done here, I have just taken count rows function, and within the collection, from that collection, I have used this filter function to filter only the categories which are with the high category, and that will count and show me the result here. And then within the same what do you call gallery, the SharePoint data, I have used this my mistake. So I have taken a direct reference from the SharePoint list, right? So this is a SharePoint list, and for that SharePoint list, I am using this function to simply show me the count of rows which are having a category of high, right? And similar for the medium, and similar for the rest lower. So this is how these are being displayed here, right? And on the top, this one, this is a header, and on the header, I have used these different text fields to display the email ID and the name of that individual who is using that particular application on that particular instance, right? So it's very simple. Just simply add a text field and use this function on the text property, user.fullname, and for the email, use user.email, and for the image, you can simply use what you call the inbuilt logo or a profile picture option on the right hand side of the properties. So you can even turn it off or keep it on. So that's how you can use these 3 things. And on the left side, I've just added text and an image here. That's it. And on the left hand side, this is a container, and within a container, I have added all these buttons which are performing different functions. So if you see, there are multiple containers which I have used to divide this home screen into different sections to easily put all these different what you call components of app. so that they look good and well in a symmetry, right? So I have added these different buttons. So each button is contained within a container, right? So that it gives symmetry and what you call what do you call it equal distance, and they look same, right? So this is a container, and within a container I have a container, and under this container I have all these buttons, right? So this button here, this here, this here. So I have grouped each button, right, with two things, which is icon and a text and a button, right? So I have created this button. So buttons works very simple. If you have a button, you can just simply go to the button and use it on select property, and on the on select property you can just navigate to any of the screens within the Power App. So it's very simple for all the buttons. If you want to navigate between the different screens, just simply use navigate and add the name of that particular screen where you want to go once you click on that button, right? So if I go to the add task risk, it will take me to this screen, and similar for all the buttons here, right? And this is about the home screen. I think I have explained. I'll try to add these functions in the description. Let's see how much I can get and copy and paste it on the description, right? So now let's go to the add risk, the very first screen, right? So this is a very simple one entry form. If you know how to add a entry form, there is nothing complicated going on here. So this is a one big screen container. I have taken a vertical container, and within that vertical container I have used two horizontal containers, right? So why I've used that, I'll explain that. So right, so this is the header container, and in this I have added one more container and added this header. You can just simply go to the insert and type header. You will get this header, and then you can just simply put it on the container. And on the right side, I have added a button which will navigate me back to the on home screen. So this is about the top screen, and then we have your main screen, right? Main container, and within that container, I have this form container, which where I have added a one form, right? And on the below of that I have this another container, which is a button container, where I've added these two buttons, submit and cancel, right? And in this in this main home screen, I've done few things to uh, ease out the data entry procedure. I'll show you what I've done here. Assessment title is simple text field. Risk title, right? So in the risk title, I have used this function distinct to get the categories from the second SharePoint list, which shows me the risk categories. And from this, I have connected it on the Power App, right? And the next is the risk category. So to get what you call a cascading effect, right, on the Power App, we use this function, right, distinct, and then filter it, right, based on the selection which we have done on the first drop down, right? So on the first drop down, if I select any category, whatever the risk type, whatever category is associated with that risk, that will be only displayed on the risk category. Let me give you an example. Demo of that. If I select physical security risks, so all the categories which are associated with this type of risk, they will be displayed here. If I change it to the personal risks, then it will be a different kind of category. And also, right, so this is how this works, right? First you need to create this kind of function. And another thing, in my SharePoint list in the risk register, if you see if you see, we have the risk category as a text field. Both the risk type and category are the risk text fields, right? But on the Power App, they are the drop downs. So how do you do that? So for that, I have selected this card, and once I select the card, I can select the existing field, which is a text field on the back side, and then go to the insert and add a drop down here. You can just simply drag it and then adjust the height and width of that what you call a drop down according to the uh, text field which is on the back side. And then on the drop down which you have added, you have to write this function distinct to get the drop down items from the risk type and risk categories list, and to link it back to the text field so that you can submit that data back to the Power App. The very simple function is just simply connect it with the drop down. So how do you do that? If I select this text field, I'll go to the data card value, right? So data card, so this is a drop down and this is a data card value text field. So you have to assign it with the drop down here, right? So this should be drop down canvas to.selected.value. Okay, so whatever you select here, that will be automatically be saved on the text field which is on the backside of the drop down, so that you can submit that entry back to the SharePoint, right? And similar thing we have to do with the risk category as well. If I go to this, right, so you can just simply change it to similar value, whatever we have done here, right? So this is how this works. You can just connect it with the drop down and submit it back to the SharePoint list. All right, and then we have this what you call other fields, date, likelihood. Yeah, on the likelihood, if you see, I press and I get all these options here, right? And then on the impact, I get the drop down because my original was also a drop down, right? And then on the risk scoring, so this is where we are getting the calculation, right? So how we are getting the calculation is we are multiplying these both the values, right? So how we are doing it, let me just show you. I have a text field on somewhere which is taking that value as numeric value and then multiplying it with each other, and we get a what you call multiplication score here. So that is the text canvas, which is where I'm getting that value, right? So similarly, I have used a switch function here. So switch function is giving me the numeric value if we select any of these values here. If it is negligible, 1, 2, 3, 4, accordingly, we have done that, right? And similarly, I have done that for the likelihood. There is a text field here, which is giving me the similar kind of value, right? And then I'm because on these two text fields, I'm getting a numeric value, so we can just simply multiply them and use a value function to convert a text into a numeric value, right? So this is how you calculate a risk score. And once you have done, once you get the risk scoring, you can get a risk level here. And we have used a similar thing here, a hard coded value. If it is less than 4, we have used low. If it's less than 9, then medium. If it is greater than 25, then it's high. So that's how we are getting the risk level here using the switch function. And then similarly, it's assessed by, we're using a people function here, which can where you can just simply type in the email ID and you will get the details. And it's assigned to due date and office name. Similar thing we have done here for the office name as well. Use the same feature which we've done for the risk type and category. Add a drop down and then link it back to the different SharePoint list. You link it with the text field and then it will be saved at the backend. Use this filter function here to filter the values which are associated with the original office name, and then you can get an auto-populated list of items in here. So here we have all the other text fields, actions required, additional controls needed, and everything. So that is about the add risk screen, right? Next we have the buttons. On the submit button, they're very simple. Just submit the form and reset the form once it's submitted. And cancel it, it's simply a reset form. If you want to cancel the entries, you can just simply use the cancel button. So this is about the add risks. In case you have any doubts, questions, you can just simply ask in the comments section. Next we have the update risks. So update risks is similar to the view, the add risk, but it's as linked with the view risk. So first let's see what is a view risk here. So view risk is a gallery here, right? So the gallery which I have used is the inbuilt template within the Power App. So you can use that simple template. Once you go to the preview, you get new screen. On the new screen, you will get this option of welcome screen. So you can use this welcome screen option and it will be look like this. You can just customize the functions here. If you see in the original, we have images and other fields. You can just simply select everything which you don't want and delete it. And similarly, which I have shown you in the home screen, I have selected the text fields, added a few text fields, and then linked them back to the my SharePoint list, which is the risk register list, right? And then you can show all these things here. Similar thing I have done here to show the risk value, which will be, and then I have used the fill option here to display a different color, right? Similarly, what I have done on the home screen to show the color coding, right? You can use any function, any color here, whatever you feel will look good. That's it, right? On the maybe fill or other option is there. Let me find that option where I've used that function. All right. Appearance. Yeah. So on the base palette color, I have used again the switch function, right? Either you can use a function like this, color.green, color.blue, or you can use RGBA function. Similarly, which I have shown in the home screen, right? So that's it. So similarly, you can do for all these things. And on the view risks, you have to navigate it to the update risks, right? So update risks is the screen, right? This one, the moment you click on view risk, it will take you to the update risk screen. And on the update risk screen, we have added a simple form, right? And if you know the basics, this is a simple form here, and it is connected with the same SharePoint list, but the items property of it is set to the gallery one dot selected, which means that whatever item you select on this gallery, the values of that particular entry will be displayed on the update risks, right? So this is how it works when you link a gallery with the form, right? So data source should be the same data and items property should be the gallery one dot selected. If your gallery name is different, that you can use accordingly. So gallery one dot selected is the gallery name for me. So this is where the update work, but on the update, there is a function simply submit form, reset form, that's it. And by default, I have kept this form uneditable, right? Because in case you accidentally change something and by you simply save it, so it will not be changed here until you click on the edit function. Then only these fields will be made editable. And now you can see you can edit these fields, right? And then you can simply cancel and go back to the gallery screen, right? And then simply come back and make the changes, submit it back. That's how it will work. Okay, so this is how this is working, and let me show you how this edit function works. It's very simple. I'll show you that. So if I select my form, right, and I go to the default mode, I have made it a form mode dot view, right? Which means that by default it's a view form, you can't edit it. And the moment I click on the edit, it will turn the form mode into edit form mode. So that is the form one underscore one is the form name of this. It will convert it into a editable form, and that's it. And now when I go back to the back, it will take me to the navigate. If I click on cancel, it will reset form to form one, and that's how it works. So reset form means it will take you to the original values from where you started. It will not just delete everything, but it will take you to back to the original entries which we received. So this is how these things are working, these three screens. And next we have the risk register. So risk register is nothing, it's just a table where I have linked it with the list. Item says the risk register development, and that is simply a table. If you go to the insert, you type table, you can simply take this table preview and link it. The items property should be your database, and you can go to the properties of it and you can select what are the fields you want to display here. You want to delete, remove everything, simply just select and remove it. Move something no, around, you can do that as well. Add new fields and you can just do that. So this is how this table works. And the next is locations data. Similar thing is happening here. One is a form, right, where you can make a new entry, and then if you want to edit any existing entry, you can use this one and go to the edit and just simply edit the values and save it back. So for that, you don't have to do anything. Just simply use the pre-built template, which is this one table and a form, this one, and you will have all these functionalities pre-defined for you. You just have to link your data back to your database, right? So if you see on the table, I have linked it to the office locations, and on the form, right, I have linked it to the office location, and the items property is current item. Whatever I have selected, it will display here, right? And also we have this button here, new button. How it works is you don't have to worry much. The moment I click on new, it will create a new form. Let me show you. And now the form mode is this. If new mode, form mode dot new. If edit mode, form mode dot edit. And these are all the functions which are defined by the Power App, so you don't have to do anything on that. Just simply link your data base with the form and the table, and that will work. Submit form, customize it according to the form name. Cancel buttons, customize it, whatever you want to do that, it will automatically. You just have to change the name of the form. If you change the name of the form, if it is the default, then it's fine. If it is table different name, if a table is a different name, you can just simply change the table name here, and that's it. Your function is ready to work, right? And if I run it again and cancel it, if I click on the edit button, and then the function on edit is different. If it is edit mode, make it true, and then table2 dot selected. So that is a different explanation. It will take more time. I will discuss out on some day later, right? So just to understand, just simply use the pre-built templates and that will work. So I've done the same thing for the risk register, sorry, the location data, and for the risk categories, both of the same templates, just different database, that's it. And it will work fine for you. So this is about how I have used the different functions and used them all together to create this application, right? And the last thing which is left is this Power App, right? The dashboards. First of all, you have to open your Power BI desktop and then link your database with your Power BI. If you know how Power BI works, simply just connect your database with the SharePoint, right? You can use the online services option and then connect it with the SharePoint. And once you connect it, you can create a simple dashboard, these kind of tiles, and then publish it to your workspace, right? And then it will be available on Power BI online services, something like this. You can just customize it if you want, right? So I have this. Once you publish it, you will have all the tiles which you have created in the Power BI desktop available on Power BI online. And then go to the edit, right, and select all these tiles individually, right? And then there will be an option to save it as a tile, right? So then you can save it as a tile, and then, sorry, pin it for a tile. The option here is this one, pin visual, right? So once you just a minute, once you pin, it will ask you where do you want to pin that, right? So you have to create a new dashboard. So I have given it a name, Power App tile, right? So if you don't have a existing dashboard, then you have to create a new dashboard. If you have an existing, you can use the Power App, whatever the existing dashboard is. So this is a different dashboard, right? So these are two different dashboards. So let me just show you. This is the dashboard which is published from the Power BI desktop, and this is a I'm sorry, just a minute. Let me go back. My workspace. Yeah. Here you will see there are two dashboards. So this one is Power App tile, which I was talking about, right? So if I go to my main dashboard and I pin any of these visuals, and if I create a new dashboard, give it a name, whatever you want, save it, it will create a new dashboard, right, on your what do you call this workspace. And then that tiled dashboard which you have just created can be linked back to your dashboard, right? Just a minute. Yeah, so this is here, this test dashboard here. So this is a tile which we have created, right? So this is, once it is created, here you can go back to the Power App and then go to the insert. Let me just delete that, this dashboard, and I'll select this. I'll go to the insert, add Power BI tile. It will ask you for the available tiles on your workspace. Select my workspace. If it is not, just refresh it. And let me, if you see this tile here, which I had created earlier, Power App title, so Power App tile, right? So this is now available here. So I can just simply select and use which visual I want to use. So that was a risk type, and it will show a visual here which we had created on Power BI, right? So you can see, right? So this is how you can connect your Power BI dashboard with your Power Apps. I hope I was clear enough to explain. I'm not sure how much I was able to explain, but I hope this will help you to create a Power App similar to this. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, doubts, or suggestions to make this app better, just comment and we'll discuss that, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel.